Let me tell you about a conversation I had with a pressure washing contractor. So the other day, I was talking to a contractor who, again, he was a potential client, and I looked him up before we had a call, and he runs a genuinely good company the way it looks. And after talking, he's the kind of guy that you'd actually want showing up at your house. As our conversation went on, it really didn't take me that long to hear that he was frustrated. And he said something like, "Man, I don't get it. We do great work, we show up, customers are happy, but when we're online, it just feels like we're invisible." And after he said that, I was like, I believe you, but let me ask you something simple. When a homeowner looks you up, what do they see that makes them feel like they know you? And after I said that, he laughed a little bit because he knew where I was going with it. You had a logo, a website, a few before and after photos, all the things that pressure washing companies have, demo videos and so forth. And his website was like pretty much worded the same as everybody else's, same quality, great customer service line that you just see everywhere. So I said to him, these things are actually the problem. From the outside as a consumer, you're blending in and you don't even realize it because homeowners don't know you're the guy who does it right. They don't know that you're the one that cares, and they really don't know that you're the one that won't cut corners based on what they see online. They're just scrolling on Facebook, and because they engage with yours, they're seeing 10 other companies look basically the same. And really, they just can't tell the difference. So they end up defaulting to whatever feels the safest in the moment. And then from there, he says, I was thinking about that, and here's what I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about running a special for like $50 off. And I said back to him, the discounts do work. I'm not going to pretend like they don't. A sale can definitely get someone's attention fast. It can push a buyer who's already close to moving on with you to hiring you. But the discounts, they just don't build trust. What they do is they create urgency. And if a homeowner is nervous about who they're hiring, a coupon doesn't remove that kind of fear. It doesn't answer the questions that they're actually thinking about, like whether or not you're a professional, whether your communication is going to be good about the job, and whether it's going to be a headache or a smooth experience if they work with you. All it does is make them click, and then they still don't know you, so they still treat you like a commodity. And a lot of times when that happens, that's when you're going to get those price negotiations like I'm sure you're used to experiencing now and again. I went on to tell them that I've watched this happen 100 times, and the businesses that win online are not always the best ones. They're the businesses that communicate the best. They're not the slickest, they're not the most polished, but they're the ones that have the clearest message. Because once you start doing simple video and showing your face and stop being a random company on a screen, you start becoming familiar. If you think about it, man, you really don't have to be an entertainer and you don't have to be perfect. I mean, raw is better than any kind of polished video you can possibly do. You really just have to explain what you do the same way you would as if you were talking to a potential customer in person, like you're on site with them and they're asking you questions. That's all you have to do on camera. And here's the part that most people miss. Being familiar is what makes Facebook work. When someone has seen you a few times and heard you talk through what you do and how you do it, your ad doesn't feel like a cold pitch anymore. Now it feels like a reminder from someone they already recognize, and that's a completely different starting point. So instead of trying to convince a stranger from scratch, what you're actually doing in this case is staying in front of people long enough that they can come to their own conclusion that you are a safe choice. And once you've been doing that for a while, that's when price stops being the main decision, because now trust starts doing all the heavy lifting for you. They still care about the cost, but they care more about the certainty and the outcome, and they'd rather pay a company that feels dependable than gamble on the cheapest option. And that is really the shift that changes a business. And it's why video and social media aren't just marketing. It's the tool that lets people understand you before they ever reach out. And that's why we preach it here day in and day out. We see it with our clients all the time. The people that do more video, they get in front of the camera, their ads just work better. And it's not because we're doing better at the ads. It's because they're listening to us, taking our advice, and doing what needs to be done to make their presence the best it can be. So when people do click on those ads and come through, all the supporting content that's needed is there. Now, if you're still not sure what to say and you want help figuring out what to say in camera so your social media actually turns into leads that convert, send me a message, let's schedule a call, and I look forward to talking to you.